So welcome to Jumbo IS and welcome to our lecture series called Daily MCQ Practice. In this lecture series, we cover a particular day's current affairs through a set of 4 to 5 MCQs. The purpose of this lecture series is very simple. We want you to revise your current affairs on a daily basis. And what better way to revise your current affairs than by getting the much needed MCQ practice? Because this will come in really handy for your prelims examination. Because prelims, as you guys all know, prelims is all about MCQs. And current affairs forms a very important chunk of prelims examination. Around 40 to 50% of the MCQs are directly or indirectly related to current affairs. Therefore, if you get the MCQ practice from current affairs on a daily basis, it would really help you out for your prelims examination. You will feel extra confident while appearing for your prelims examination. As far as current affairs are concerned, you wouldn't worry about them while appearing for this exam. Okay, now 4 to 5 MCQs might seem like little effort, but if you are consistent with it, then this would add up to more than 1200 MCQs on a daily basis if you follow this. Okay, now 1200 MCQs from current affairs alone. I'm not talking about other subjects like polity, history, geography. No, from current affairs alone, 1200 MCQs is more than sufficient. Like I said before, you wouldn't have to worry about current affairs while appearing for your prelims examination. So make this lecture series a part of your daily routine. It should be a daily habit of yours. All right. Enough of the introduction. Now let's straight away jump into the lecture, starting with question number 1. Consider the following statements regarding Proba 3 mission. The mission involves 2 satellites by NASA launched together to study solar corona. It is going to be launched by ISRO's PSLV rocket. Proba 3 will have a highly elliptical orbit with a lifespan of 2 years and project cost of 200 million. Okay, now how many of the above statements are correct? Look, Proba 3 mission is a group of 2 satellites, and these 2 satellites would move together. These 2 satellites would orbit the Earth together. They would work as a team. Okay, now these 2 satellites would be there to study sun's corona. Corona is the outermost layer of the sun. It is also the hottest layer of the sun. Now, this mission is launched by European Space Agency, not NASA. Okay, so this statement is false. Now, to launch these satellites, ESA is taking the help of ISRO's PSLV rocket. So this is correct. Now, these 2 satellites would orbit the Earth in a highly elliptical orbit. Okay, very elliptical. Like this is circular, then this is elliptical. Okay, the satellite has a lifespan of 2 years and the total project cost is 200 million. This is also correct. Okay, B. This mission is going to be launched in December. So B is the answer. Question number 2. Which of the following statements are correct regarding India's balance of payment? India's merchandise trade deficit is higher than its services trade surplus. Capital account inflows will always equal the sum of current account deficit and increase in foreign exchange reserves. Foreign investments and external commercial borrowings are categorized under current account. Select the correct option. Now look, merchandise trade deficit means the amount of goods, and I'm not saying services, goods import minus the goods exported by India. Okay, so trade deficit is basically the amount by which the imports exceed exports, and this is regarding goods only. Okay, services trade surplus means the amount by which services export from India exceed services import. Had India imported more services than exported, then it would have been called services trade deficit. But India runs a services trade surplus. But India's merchandise trade deficit is so high that services trade surplus, the money from services trade surplus, doesn't compensate for it. So this part is correct. Okay. Capital account inflows will always equal the sum of current account deficit and increase in foreign exchange reserves. As you know, balance of payment is divided into 2 parts: current account, capital account. So the money coming into India under capital account either fulfills or compensates for the deficit in current account, or it leads to the increase in our foreign exchange reserves. Okay, this statement is absolutely correct. You might find it difficult to understand, but This is because you haven't done or you haven't studied economics as a subject for GS right now. Once you're done with it, you'll be able to understand this. Okay. Now, foreign investments and external commercial borrowings are part of capital account. Import export are part of current account. So this statement is false. 1 and 2 only. Okay. Question 3. Consider the following statements regarding Places of Worship Act. It bars change of religious character of any place of worship as it existed on August 15, 19. Babri Masjid Ram Janmabhoomi dispute was exempted from Places of Worship Act. Constitutional challenge to this law is currently pending before the Supreme Court. As you guys all know, right now, various disputes are going on with respect to mosques and temple like Gyanvapi Masjid and Kashi Vishwanath temple. Then a masjid in Mathura is also disputed that there was a Hindu temple buried under it. Now, in 1991, Places of Worship Act was passed, which said that the religious character of any place of worship as it existed on 15th August 1947 won't be changed. That means if on 15th August 1947 that place was a masjid, that means a place of worship for Muslims, that place of worship's religious character, that is Muslim, Islamic, cannot be changed to a temple or a Hindu. Okay, so you cannot destroy a masjid and construct a Hindu temple or a Christian church or a Sikh Gurdwara. Okay, religious character won't be changed. This was to put to rest all the claims made by different social groups that must be built on Hindu temples. Okay, so this was to stop all of that. This Places of Worship Act was passed. This is correct. Now, the only dispute that was kept out of the purview of Places of Worship Act was Babri Masjid and Ram Janmabhoomi dispute. So this is correct. But currently, this Places of Worship Act is challenged in the Supreme Court, and that challenge is constitutional. People are alleging that this law is unconstitutional. And because of this constitutional challenge, various court orders have come out to survey various masjids or religious places. Okay, so this part is also correct. D. And last, consider the following statements regarding National Clean Air Program. It was launched in 2019 for time-bound air pollution reduction targets. Around 130 non-attainment cities were selected by Central Pollution Control Board for NCAP. The non-attainment cities were selected on the basis of WHO air quality standards. Okay, so National Clean Air Program was launched in 2019. This is correct. And for this program, around 130 cities were selected where air pollution would be reduced. Reduced from what it was in 2017. Okay. And time-bound targets were given that the air pollution should be reduced by this much amount by 2024. Okay. So this was what was National Clean Air Program. Okay. Now the selection of these 130 cities was made by Central Pollution Control Board. Okay, so this part is also correct. And what was the basis of selection of these 130 cities? Why were only these 130 cities selected? So Central Pollution Control Board looked at air pollution levels of this city on the basis of National Ambient Air Quality Standards. Okay, not WHO standards, National Air Quality, Ambient Air Quality Standards. If a particular city does not meet these standards and by a very large amount doesn't meet these standards, it was selected and it was categorized as non-attainment city and selected for this program. Okay, so this statement is false. 1 and 2 only. The answer is A. All right. And with that, we come to an end of this short and sweet lecture. Thank you so much for watching, guys. And please do not forget to revise this lecture also. If you want to take a look at the written detailed solutions to each and every question discussed in this lecture, please download our notes. Because in these notes, detailed solutions would be given to these detailed solutions of these questions are given. Okay, detailed written solutions. Now these notes are shared on our Telegram channel, and the link to our Telegram channel is provided in the comment section below this video. All you need to do is just click on that link. It will take you to our Telegram channel, and from there you can download the notes for not just this lecture but all the other lectures featuring on our YouTube channel. On that note, I'll be signing off. Thank you so much for watching, everyone.